Well, hi everyone, it's Nick Scurr or Nick the Greek, and today I'm going to cook a traditional Cypriot dish which is called Bulgar Pilaf. Now normally the Greeks would use rice, but I use Bulgar wheat, which is more what the Cypriot uses. But what I'm doing my own little twist on it. So what I've got pasata, so I've got 500 ml of pasata, I've got 1 litre of vegetable stock, I've got some extra virgin olive oil, I've got 1 white onion, and I've got some bacon. Now, unsmoked bacon is preferred. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to chop this up quick. So bear with me. So I'm going to chop this up into chunks. Okay. Now you could use different chopping boards, and most places would because of the health and safety. So if you want to use different chopping boards you can, but the way I look at it, this is all going in together, so there's no germs, it's all going to be cooked together and split off together. That's that done. So I'll move that over to there. You chop that in half, do the onion. So the onion's got to be finely chopped, and then we take this one, and then we do the same again. So finally chop it, do it like that, get it in there, it's a bit slippery, be careful. So we've got to chop it up. And give it a little bit of rough dice, just in case you've missed any. You can do it all fancy or whatever, I'm not buggering about with that, I'm just going to do it like this. So we've got that one, and we chop that one up into fine pieces, into chunks. Get it like that. So that's that. Give it a quick chop over the top. So we've got our onions, we've got our unsmoked bacon, and we've got our Greek olive oil, and we've got a pasata, which is basically purified tomatoes without the pips. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drizzle loads of, this is real Greek olive oil. Be liberal with it, don't muck about. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to whack this on. Now what a lot of chefs will tell you when they're doing all this stuff, everything's got to be on a high heat, you know, when they're doing like Oriental food and that. Right? The way I look at things is that when you've got some nice meat and you've got some nice vegetables, low and slow is always best. Always cook low and slow, right? Because you know, if you blast it to oblivion, you're just killing all the flavour. You know, you want to try and release the flavour slowly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop in, we've got to pop in the onion first. Now whack in the onion. You can hear it sizzling already. The oil is quite hot. I will probably turn it down in a minute because that's important. And then what I'm going to do, I add the bacon to the oil with the onion. Now what the bacon and the onion does, it actually helps to prevent them from sticking, and they kind of complement each other and give each other a little bit of flavour. So whack that in there. So this is Bulgar Pilaf, Cypriot Bulgar Pilaf, Nick style. So we got that. So we get my little spatula, and we'll give it a little jiggy jogging around. Give it a little blast. We've got to really give this, pump the heat up a little bit. So it's all evenly cut. Add a little bit of slurp. Greek wine, I'll add that to it. Lovely. Now I'm not going to tell you what pasata to use, but the best thing to do is get a good one. So get a good quality one if you're going to do this. So at the moment I've got the bacon and I've got the onions, and they're sweating off inside here. I've really got it up quite high, which is the way I want it. That's the way I like to do it. I've got my Bulgar wheat. So all you've got to remember when you get a packet of Bulgar wheat, if you're going to do this, you add 1 litre of stock, 500 ml of pasata, and you're good to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add this now. Boom. So that's gone in with the oil, right? But what I've done, I've kind of just left it on top a little bit because what's underneath. So what I'm doing, I'm sandwiching the onions and the bacon and the oil all together. I'm going to start mixing it together. Not scared to add a bit of oil. A bit more oil. a bit of black pepper, I'm not using salt in this because salt's not needed. Yeah, I want to add flavour. I don't want to release the flavour because that's just the way I do it. Whack that down a little bit just for the moment. I'll whack it up again in a minute. So we're on 5 minutes at the moment, so we're going to get there. Right, so we're going to leave that, going to seal a little bit more, put a little bit in there. So we've got a little bit of Greek wine in there as well. So this is the pasata, which is quite nice. It's good quality pasata. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add that to the Bulgar wheat. Put that in the sink. And then we've got 1 litre of stock. Now it's vegetable stock. I use vegetable stock for everything. Vegetable stock goes with anything. I'm a strong believer that if you're cooking with lamb, beef or anything like that, adding chicken stock is just crazy. It's got the word chicken in it, you know. If it's chicken and you're using lamb, don't use it, you know. Use vegetable stock with every other meat. If you're using chicken or you're cooking with chicken, use chicken stock because it sounds right. So I'm going to add the vegetable stock, 1 litre of, because it's 1 litre per bag of Bulgar wheat, 500 mils of pasata. Get that in there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to stir this quickly, and I'm going to boil this quite hard now. So let's get this up. It's up quite hard. And you've got to stir occasionally. I've got to let it pick up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some tin foil, I'm going to cover this pot. Because this pot is quite large, I haven't got a lid for it. So I'm going to cover it up with the thing. And then what happens is that the Bulgar wheat will absorb all of the pasata, all of the olive oil, the black pepper, and everything else that's in there. I mean, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually add some fresh oregano to this because that really will help a little. You don't have to add oregano. You can do what you like, but I've got some fresh and it needs to be used. I'll probably put a little bit more in. Don't bother about, you know, when you're doing these sort of things, don't worry about chopping it all up into fine pieces and being a la carte. You know, back in the day when good honest food was honest, you know, nobody was worried about how it looked. It's all about the flavour. I mean, obviously if it looks nice, it's nice, you know, but this is naturally healthy. This is what you see is what you're getting. So give it a stir. Now what you'll probably find, now what's going to happen is that, as you can see the Bulgar wheat. You can see the Bulgar wheat there coming to the surface. Now the reason that you can see it is because the juices, the pasata and the stock is starting to reduce. And the smell is great. And this is really simple, honest food. There's no fancy stuff. There's no, you know. So, you know, you've got pasata, you've got the olive oil, you've got a bit of bacon, you've got bulgari, you've got the stock, you've got the fresh oregano. It's all in there. And I'm going to boil this hard. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to simmer it. So I'm going to boil it for about 5 minutes, simmer it for about 5 minutes. And then what I'll do, I'm going to cover it with some tin foil. And then what will happen is all the juices will be absorbed by the they'll just be all absorbed by the bulgari. So I've got another. I'm going to add a bit of lemon actually because I feel like I need to. So use my hand. That's just, you haven't got a sieve. Use the hand to catch the pip. I'm going to squeeze the lemon because lemon is always good. And actually, I think I left the pip on the other side of the lemon. So sometimes what you can do, if you cut the lemon further over to one side, you can actually not have to worry about the pip. You can just squeeze it straight in, which is quite clever. So you look at it, it's starting to, the Bulgar wheat now is starting to absorb. I mean, I'm heating it hard now at the moment, I'm really going for it. Gonna add a bit more olive oil. because olive oil is good. And what we're going to do, we're going to come back in about another 5 to 10 minutes and I'll give you the finished result of my baguri. Well, hello, as promised, my baguri is now finished. My baguri pilaf is just finished. I'm going to take the tin foil off and here is the finished result. So it's basically all absorbed. It looks really, really good, right? It's got lots of flavour and it smells real good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to serve it up on a little plate. Now, baguri pilaf is a great complement to any meat dish or fish dish. It goes with anything. It's basically like, if you can imagine wasting your time messing around with couscous, don't bother wasting your time with couscous. This is what you need to do. This is a real deal. So this is basically like a glamorous sort of pasta. So basically you pop it, you take a nice chunk of it. So the pasata and the wine, the pepper, the vegetable stock has all been absorbed, right, by this lovely baguri, and it's with the bacon. Now, I always use, you've always got to have lemon with everything when it comes to Greek food. So, always cut to the side. So what you can do, like I said before, cut to the side of the middle and you'll avoid the pips, and you won't have to do all this fancy stuff that the chefs do trying to catch the pips. Squeeze the lemon on everything, douche, done. And use original Greek yogurt, authentic Greek yogurt. Now what I will tell you, right, there's no such thing as low fat Greek yogurt. There's no such thing. If you get a proper Greek yogurt, right, that's what should happen. Basically it sticks to the spoon, right? There's no such thing as low fat Greek yogurt. So basically you pop that, boom, on the top of your baguri or with your dinner. And that is baguri pilaf, Cypriot style, Nick the Greek style. And it's good. Oh, so much flavour.